Back in the story trailer that launched with patch 2.6, Kuro teased 3 new units, Galbrena, Qiuyuan, and Chisa. At that time, we only had a glimpse of them through cutscenes and marketing. Now, Kuro has confirmed to their social platforms that Galbrena will be a fusion pistol user featured in Phase 1, and Qiuyuan an Aero sword user featured in Phase 2 of patch 2.7, while Chisa will be saved for later. At the moment, this is the only confirmed news, but it's enough for us to start building a bigger picture of what to expect. Both Galbrena and Qiuyuan look very likely to scale on heavy attack damage. In this video, we'll explore how their kits might work, what weapons and echoes suit them, and what teams they could thrive in. We'll also compare Iuno and Shorekeeper to see which one offers more long-term value for Galbrena and Qiuyuan. I'm also celebrating with a giveaway. Once the channel reaches 1000 subscribers, I'll be giving out a Steam gift card so you can spend it however you want on Wuthering Waves or other games. Winners will be chosen from the comments on the videos posted during patch 2.6, and if it takes longer, then across patch 2.7. Subscribers will be prioritized when I pick winners, but any comment can enter. Just keep in mind, I can only see if you are subscribed if your subscription are set on public. With that in mind, let's dive into Galbrena first, then move to Qiuyuan. Galbrena carries a very unique identity. She's a fusion unit who uses pistols and summons multiple entities to join her in battle. The teaser showed her demon-like companion, snakes, and shadowy figures, and from the story trailer, it also seems she will have 2 forms. Most likely, she will be able to access her second form during Azuna's liberation, drawing power from her companions. This adds another layer to her identity and suggests a more interactive playstyle. All of this makes it likely she will deal significant echo skill damage. The release of Kurosaurus Echo, which grants fusion and echo skill damage, also points in that direction. Even if Kurosaurus isn't her best in slot, its timing feels like a hint towards her kit. On top of that, the new Battle Pass pistol, Solar Flame, boosts heavy attack, and just as the Broadblade and Gauntlets were tailored for Augusta and Iuno, this strongly suggests Galbrena will also scale on heavy attack damage. For weapons, the strongest option looks to be Static Mist, a free pistol that provides crit rate and energy regeneration. It has already proven effective on Carlotta and should outperform any R5 4-star pistol even at R1, making it her most reliable choice outside of a signature. Solar Flame is another option, paid but widely accessible through the Battle Pass, and her signature will almost certainly be her best pick. Static Mist, however, ensures free-to-play players can use her effectively from day one. On Echoes, many expect a 3-piece Law of Harmony with a 2-piece Flaming Claw print, similar to how Augusta and Iuno relied on Crown of Valor in patch 2.6. Kurosaurus belongs to Flaming Claw print and gives fusion and echo skill damage, so players assume it will be central to her build. Still, I advise against spending tuners now. The Forecast Echo is usually the piece that complements a unit's weapon and kit design, and Galbrena doesn't have hers yet. Kurosaurus feels more like a teaser. I expect Kuro will release a new 4-star tailored for her, either within Law of Harmony or as part of a new fusion set. Until then, my take is that the likely best setups will be either a 3-piece Law of Harmony or a new fusion focus set paired with 2-piece Flaming Claw print or Mortal Rift for the 10% fusion damage. A second option could be the 3-piece best in slot for her, combined with 2-piece Lingering Tunes, and a third would be a full 5-piece Mortal Rift, which gives the most fusion damage. For now, I just farm and save tuners. Most likely, towards the end of patch 2.6, we'll know for certain if Law of Harmony will be her best 3-piece set or if a new Echo set will replace it. Looking deeper at Echo stats, it's very likely her Forecast Echo will roll either crit rate or crit damage as the main stat. For the 3-cast Echoes, fusion damage seems like the safe bet, so farming Flaming Claw print, especially Kurosaurus, is the most efficient move for now in case it does become her main slot. As for 1-cast Echoes, since her kit seems to scale on attack, her 1-cast will likely want attack percentage as the main stat. Once her kit is revealed, I'll prepare a full guide on the optimal build. For now, just collect and keep them at the base level until all details are confirmed. In regards to her teams, we'll cover that in a separate section after discussing Qiuyuan, since both of them I expect to work together closely. For now, my overall take on Galbrena is that she looks like an interactive unit that has a lot of thought put into her design. This is reinforced by the fact that Kuro's other game, Punishing Grey Raven, is currently running a Devil May Cry collaboration featuring Dante and Virgil. Galbrena feels like an Easter egg or a reference to that collaboration, and it suggests that the developers put extra effort into her gameplay. Because of this, I also believe we might see another Echo set released for her, which would make her even stronger. It would be a missed opportunity not to polish her kit, given how directly she references Devil May Cry. On top of that, she arrives together with Qiuyuan, who may also carry influences in his animations or skill usage. So with that said, let's move into Qiuyuan's section and then return to the team options afterwards. Qiuyuan fits the archetype of the Wandering Swordman. All Kuro has confirmed so far is that he's an Aero sword user, but the new Law of Harmony Echo set gives us important clues about his kit. This set boosts heavy attack damage and echo skill damage, and its forecast piece, Fenrico, further increases heavy attack and aero damage. Taken together, these details strongly suggest that Qiuyuan will scale around heavy attack and echo skills. Moving to weapons, Qiuyuan pull is a bit tricky. While swords are plenty, none directly boost heavy attacks. This makes Emerald of Genesis his standout free-to-play option thanks to its strong base attack and crit rate. Another possibility is Looming Gloss, the old Battle Pass sword, which also boosts heavy attack damage. However, it suffers from a much lower base attack, nearly 200 less than Emerald of Genesis, so even at R5, it falls short. His signature weapon will likely edge everything out, but Emerald of Genesis is still expected to remain his best and most reliable free-to-play choice. In terms of echoes, the Law of Harmony set looks like it was designed for him. Within its 3-piece bonus sits the Fenrico Echo, a forecast that amplifies both aero damage and heavy attack damage. That's a strong hint that Fenrico is intended as Qiuyuan main Echo, especially since Kuro already confirmed he's an Aero sword user. The set itself also boosts echo skill damage, which suggests his kit will be built to make use of echo skills as well as heavy attacks. On top of that, Law of Harmony also boosts team-wide echo skill damage, reinforcing the idea that Qiuyuan is designed to function as a sub-DPS. There is also the possibility of Dream of the Last being viable if he uses a zero energy mechanic similar to Frolova. That would give him two potential best-in-slot paths: Law of Harmony as a sub-DPS option, and Dream of the Last if built more like a main DPS. For now though, the safest assumption is that the Law of Harmony will be his main set. As for main stats, the forecast Fenrico will almost certainly want crit rate or crit damage. For the 3 cast echoes, stacking aero damage is the safe bet, though aero damage and attack percentage could work as well. And for 1 cast slot, since his kit also appears to scale on attack, the best choice will likely be attack percentage. From what we can see now, Qiuyuan looks like Galbrena's strongest sub-DPS partner, able to boost her echo damage while still dealing solid damage himself. On top of that, it's worth mentioning his design and animations. These new units are arriving right after Devil May Cry collaboration, and while Galbrena clearly feels like a nod to that franchise, Qiuyuan may also carry influences. Even if he's not directly themed towards Devil May Cry, Qiuyuan's role as a sword user raises the question of whether his animations will carry any of that influence. If not, then the real signer of what's to come is Chisa. She seems to be the one pointing towards the slow build-up to next year's Cyberpunk collaboration. Even though she could easily fit the Devil May Cry style as well, her design may be setting the stage for the bigger crossover. We'll return to Chisa in a future video once more teasers about her design and playstyles are revealed. When looking at team options, it helps to separate them into Galbrena and Qiuyuan together, Galbrena-focused teams, Qiuyuan-focused teams, and flexible teams where either can work. For Galbrena and Qiuyuan together, one of the strongest setups is Galbrena, Qiuyuan, and either Shorekeeper or Verina. Both Galbrena and Qiuyuan seems to scale on echo damage, and if Qiuyuan's outro buff Galbrena further, this pairing becomes even stronger. The support slot then covers healing and extra buffs. Another version is Galbrena, Qiuyuan, and Iuno. Qiuyuan provides echo synergy, while Iuno buffs his heavy attacks, deals strong damage, and heals the team. Looking at Galbrena only teams, a solid option is Galbrena, Brand, and Lupa. Lupa buffs Brand with her outro while also amplifying fusion damage across the team. Brand in turn buffs Galbrena through his outro and provides healing and shielding. Another option is Galbrena, Qianli, and Brand. Brand sustains and buffs Qianli, who then passes extra fusion damage back to Galbrena. For Qiuyuan only teams, one strong core is Qiuyuan, Iuno, and Chacona.
Qiuyuan offers team-wide Aero buffs, while Iuno sustains the team, adds heavy attack buffs through her outro, and brings strong personal damage to support Qiuyuan. Another option is Qiuyuan, and either Shorekeeper or Verina, where Qiuyuan handles Aero buffs and the support slot provides sustain. Finally, there are flexible teams where either Galbrena or Qiuyuan can fit. A notable setup is Galbrena or Qiuyuan with Frolova and Cantarella. Cantarella provides sustain and amplifies Frolova's havoc and skill damage, while Frolova deals high damage both on field and off field and boosts their heavy attacks, making this trio very effective. Another option is Galbrena or Qiuyuan with Iuno and Shorekeeper or Verina. It's not the strongest score, but Iuno 50% heavy attack buff still adds solid value alongside sustain from the support. A final variation is Galbrena or Qiuyuan with Mortify and Shorekeeper or Verina. Mortify is the free alternative to Iuno, offering enough buffs to rise their damage, while the support keeps the team stable. Looking back at the key question from the introduction, we now have enough in-game hints to say that both Galbrena and Qiuyuan will scale on heavy attack damage and echo skills. The Law of Harmony set confirms this direction for Qiuyuan, while Galbrena's design, weapon options, and the Kurosaurus Echo point the same way. What makes them stand out is how well they fit together. Qiuyuan kit, especially if his outro boosts echo damage, looks ready to raise Galbrena's output even more. This makes him her best swap in sub DPS and a strong partner overall. Another positive is accessibility. Both units pair well with free 5-star weapons, Emerald of Genesis for Qiuyuan and Static Mist for Galbrena. Neither is locked behind the signature weapon. Their signatures will likely be stronger, but it's not required to make them work, which makes them realistic options even for players managing resources. When it comes to supports, the choice between Iuno and Shorekeeper depends on what you want to prioritize. Iuno is already the best partner for Augusta, and she will still contribute to Galbrena and Qiuyuan through the heavy attack buff and sustain. She's strong if you have her, but her main value is tied to Augusta. Shorekeeper, on the other hand, provides crit buffs, healing, and a more general support that benefits any team. For building around Galbrena and Qiuyuan specifically, Shorekeeper feels like a safer long-term investment. Iuno will remain relevant if her kit gets more ways to share her buffs, or if future units can refresh her shield, but for now, her heavy attack buff alone isn't enough to match Shorekeeper's broad impact. Finally, it's worth mentioning Galbrena's style. With her Devil May Cry inspired design, 2 forms, and most probably flashy gameplay, she may not only be strong but also one of the most fun units to play. Even if she doesn't end up overpowered, the polish and references in her kit will drive hype and likely make her a fan favorite. Qiuyuan adds balance to her release as a stylish swordman and a natural partner for her. In conclusion, Galbrena and Qiuyuan are worth pulling if you want to expand into heavy attack and echo skill based teams. Shorekeeper provides the most reliable long-term support for them, while Iuno shines mainly if you already run Augusta. But beyond team building, what makes patch 2.7 important is Galbrena's design. If Kuro manages to deliver on her Devil May Cry inspired style, not just in visuals, but also in gameplay feel and interactions, it sets a strong precedent. It would show that even without an official collab, they can bring high-quality, reference-driven characters into the game. That gives us a reason to be confident that the upcoming Cyberpunk collaboration will be handled with the same level of detail, polish, and creativity, shaping the future of Wuthering Waves in a much bigger way. If you enjoyed this video or found my thoughts helpful, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, as it helps me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. Don't forget, once we hit that milestone, I'll be giving away a Steam gift card to a lucky commenter from patch 2.6 videos. I've got more content coming soon, and until next time, happy gaming!